Hey YouTube, it's your boy Woodgie here, coming at you with some more strategy games with AoE3DE, and today I'm bringing something new to the channel. So I always like to switch it up a bit and sort of provide unique and sort of different content for you. It's still AoE3 related, of course, but it is trialing out a build order. Okay, so there's an awesome site called No Idle TC. So if you don't know what the site is, I'll put a link down below. It's perfect for beginner, intermediate, any sort of player that want to try sort of new build orders and wants to try maybe a new civilization and they're not too sure how to sort of do the basics, how to open up as that civilization. And this website is fantastic for that. And I'm going to show you quickly the build order that we're going to do. I'm going to give you my review of that build order as my sort of skill level and whether I enjoyed it a lot, whether I didn't get on with it that well, and whether or not, you know, you should give it a go. So without further ado, let's switch over and I'll show you the build order. Okay, so this is the No Idle TC website. I really recommend that you go and check it out, and just really nice, sort of user friendly. There's not just the USA, the Swedes and Inca on here, there are multiple ones. So they're at the top there, you can go through the build orders and the guides, and also some matches as well. I think they put replays in here as well. But we are looking at the USA Fast Fortress and Gatling Guns build order. Now this one is slightly older, and obviously the meta has changed quite a bit. I know Aussie Drongo put out a video with a really sort of boomy build, which is super greedy. But if you're sort of at my level, I think you're going to struggle trying to defend against people who rush you and stuff like this. And I tried this build order on the 2v2 ranked ladder and it worked super well. And I can imagine it could work even better on the 1v1 ladder. So I've got a couple of replays that we're going to run through and I'm going to show you. And this was me playing it for the first time. I swear to God, this is me trying the build order for the first time. These two games, and they were a complete blast. So just going to quickly run through it for you. So it gives you a nice little diagram of the deck that you need to pick. It gives you a difficulty rating as well, and the type of play style, which is really cool. So this is a Fast Fortress build order, and it's by Kenoki. So, and this is it. So it gives you a little rundown about what's really good with it, and when to have the right timing and stuff like that. So, you know, you've got an early Fortress timing. You should have around sub 7 minutes. And it gives you the pros and cons here, saying, you know, it's a safe fast fortress because you have the militia, incredibly good shipments, strong mid to late game. And it sort of says, why should you do it as the US? So it gives you a bit of background. It gives you an overview, which I really like. It doesn't just give you the deck and the build order and sort of says, yeah, hop to it. That's all you need to do. It gives you an explanation as to why we're doing this, why we're doing the build order, what the advantages of the build order are, which I really like. So I know I keep saying really. I've got to stop doing that. I've noticed a lot of people in the comments have said that. And I really like this. I said really there. I didn't say really. I really like this option here. So you have a safe and agreed version, which I like. So if you're playing against a rushing civ, let's say like it's Russia, or maybe the Aztecs, because they do also rush, and Spanish sometimes do in H2, and the French do in H2 and stuff like that, then you can just go for the safe version, you know? Or if you're just learning it for the first time, go for the safe version. You don't have to go for the greed version. And the minute you click on this, it gives you a nice drop down, tells you what to do in every age with the transition, even up to age 3. And then it just sort of gives you advice from there, basically, which I really like. And some comments as well, which is awesome. So we're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to sort of be commentating over a couple of replays that I did. Unfortunately, I didn't capture it live, but I hope and plan on future videos to capture it live. So hope you guys enjoy this. Without further ado, let's jump into the first game. Right, guys, so we are in and away we go. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. I'm playing with my friend Nick Zilla. So there's a few videos now of me and him playing on the ranked ladder. So good old Nick is playing the Ottos, as he always does. And we're just opening up and just collecting the crates, just as you normally do with any other civ. And then we're going to be using our newfangled Explorer here to go around. John Sullivan, what a legend. He's going to go around and collect the treasures. And that's kind of important. Collecting treasures is important. With the Fast Fortress, and especially with the USA, XP is crucial. You know, so make sure to get as many treasures as you can. And we kind of want to springboard off of everything when we age up. We get XP, we get the XP crates, remember? The books, I think they're called. So anyway, so first things first, move everyone to wood, have one vill creating a house. Okay, if I do get a few things wrong, I apologise. I've only used this build a handful of times, and I already really enjoy it. And I know that I'm going to get better with it, and I'm going to enjoy it even more. The more you play it, the better you get. So you want to chop wood to 200, and you want to take vills off at 200. Now the reason you want to take them off at 200 is because we are going to get the Courrier de Bois card, which is the 200 wood card, which is the French immigrants card. And that will get you 3 Courrier de Bois. And as we know, Courrier de Bois, they are sort of like a reinforced settler or villager. And they get food, they gather food a lot quicker than other settlers. And what we want to make sure is we want to make sure that we have them on food. Do not put them on gold or wood. Keep them on food at all times, because that's where they perform best. So what you need to do here is just constantly get villagers now, and make sure you herd as well. Because you are going fast fortress, you are going to be slightly vulnerable to rushing civilizations. So you want to make sure that you're herding. And as you can see, I'm just making sure to pick up those treasures. As I say, what I might do is I might sort of run through fully on this replay. And on the second one, I might do a few cuts here and there just to speed it along a bit so the video is not too long for you guys. I just want you to get the general gist of the build and, you know, how fun it is to play, you know. You can see I'm just trying to grapple with the grizzly bear. So what we're going to do, let's just speed it up a little bit. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. So still just gathering. And I think we want to get to 17 settlers, I believe. And that's when we should be perfect to age up into the commerce age. Keep forgetting the word, the commerce age. And also the special thing with the USA is the fact that they have the rechargeable militia. Okay, so the rechargeable militia card, like with a lot of other civilizations, you can get your militia out if somebody's attacking your TC, and you won't be able to use it again. The only way you'll be able to use it again is if you get like another card from the TC or something like that. But with the Americans, it recharges, which is awesome. So you can see here I've sort of messed up a little bit. I've got about 16 villagers here, but I believe you can get an extra one. If you're quick enough, you can get an extra vill before you need to age up. And you kind of want to age up around 3 minutes. And as you can see, this is the first time that I'm doing it. So this does go a bit wonky. This build, I don't adhere to the times the best, but yeah. Anyway, so when we're in transition, we want to move everybody back over to wood. So everyone on wood. And the reason that we want to do that is because we want to build a trading post in this transition. And we want to build a market and 1 or 2 houses. And the reason that you want to do that is because you need the houses for all of the cards that you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting a ton of cards and military in Age 3. And you just want to make sure that you're ready for that and you can build those houses. So that's what we want to do. Let's go. So I've got my... this is another thing. Do not, when you go into here, do not go for the Irish immigrants immediately. You want to wait till 4 minutes and 21, I believe, because as you can see, Irish immigrants delivers 2 settlers and 2 additional for every 5 minutes of game passed, up to a maximum of 30 minutes. If you start at 4 minutes 21, the minute it is complete, which will be at 5 minutes exactly, you will get 4 settlers, not 2. So make sure that you do this after 4 minutes and 21, I think. 21 seconds. There you go, just a little nugget of information. But this information is on that No Idle TC build order site. So it's got tons on there. And as I said, I highly rate the site and for you to go and check it out and peruse. I tried to lure there and it completely failed. I keep saying lure, herding. I think it's herding. Is it herding or luring? Completely forgotten. Anyway, we're chopping wood. Who cares? We're chopping wood. We're building houses. Now, annoyingly, unfortunately, in this game, there is no TP. Now, if there's no TP, or if you can't find it, don't worry. Build a church. A church will give you that XP trickle. It won't be as good as a TP, but it will be sufficient. And I think that's what I do here. I hope. I don't know. Maybe I've forgotten. This is the really awkward moment where... Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I might find a TC. I don't know. Okay, we'll zip forward and we'll start to get into the next stage. Okay, so what you want to do, actually, I've completely forgotten about the macro there. So what you want to do, as you can see here, down the bottom left, is when you've chopped all your wood that you need to, you then want to move 5 over to gold and the rest on food. Make sure your courier de bois are on food. Don't have them on gold. And the reason you're doing this is because you're essentially going to now be macroing to 1200 food and 300 gold. The reason it's 300 is because we're going to get that 700 in that shipment. That's going to boost us to 1200 food and 1000 gold, which is perfect for the Fortress Age. Okay. So me trying to herd again and sort of failing. So see, I've got 160 wood there and I'm not too sure why. I think I should have built a church. Yeah, I think mistakes were made here. You can see I'm getting the Irish immigrants now. And on the age up, oh yeah, by the way, you want to age up with Virginia. You want to age up with the Virginia option because that gives you a free military building. And it also gives you the, see, I'm building the church now. The church is actually 150 wood. So I'm actually, the church is called the Meeting House for the USA. So I am building it and I remember to build it. I should have built it earlier. Oh wait, no, you can only build it in age 2. I'm being stupid. Sorry. So I am doing it correctly. Yeah, so the military wagon, it does suggest that you build a barracks first and not a stables. I have seen people do this build slightly different where they build a stables and then they get cavalry to raid in age 2 and they sort of do a slight semi-fast fortress, but that's not what this build is. So let's just follow the build. Just try and follow the build the best you can. So this is where my cart gets stuck on the crates. Classic. Good old AoE 3DE style. We have a pathing issue and he's doing a little dance. And he's free, he's away. He's away. Okay, so you can see how quick we're getting shipments. Okay, so they're going to come in quick. And the next one we're going to get after the Irish immigrants is we're going to get straight to that 700 coin. That's what you want to do. Because you want to age up quick. Ideally, like I am far behind because you should be. I can't remember what it said on the build order site, but it did say that you kind of want to start clicking up about, I think it's 5 minutes 50 or something stupid. Like sub 7 minutes. You want to get in age 3 sub 7 minutes, and I'm way behind here. But as I always say, practice makes perfect, and do not worry. If you don't want to play on the ladder or play ranked or play against anyone, just play against the AI. Do maybe 3 or 4 games, maybe just 1 or 2. It's up to you. And yeah, just play against AI and just practice. So you can see here that I'm mining. I've nearly got 300 gold, and I should take these off of gold. So the gold's come in, and I've taken 3 off there, and I can pretty much take those 2 off in a second. And then we're just focusing on getting that food. So we are against those Swedish and Japanese opponents. So quite a tough opponents there. The Japanese are very strong. So you can see I had a courier de bois on gold there. So don't do what I was doing. Do not do that. Do not do that. Okay, so we're just going to speed up here, like me getting enough food and everything. And see what I did here, which was really silly. This was a really silly thing. So I had 1 villager gathering the gold crate, which is stupid. You should always have like maybe 2 or 3 gathering the crates because it just gathers a lot quicker. And then I, for some reason, decide to send 3 back onto gold, which I didn't need. So my macro here was a bit poor, and I probably could have aged up like right now. Could have aged up a lot quicker. Okay, let's speed up a bit. Let's get past this bit here. I've got another XP point, and I think you go for the. Just want to see what I go for here. So yeah, see, like I've got this villager in queue here, so I'm delaying my age up even further. And when you get into age 3, you want to go for the New Hampshire. I'm telling you guys, I don't know, maybe someone can argue against it, but New Hampshire is probably the best and most optimal age up for the USA because you get the factory. The factory is insane. If you get that factory and you put it on wood, I believe it's the equivalent of 11 settlers gathering wood, which is nuts. And the fact that you get a factory age 3 is huge. Huge. And it means pretty much the majority of the time, you don't need to worry about wood. Until you need to obviously transfer over to mills and stuff like that, maybe in age 4, you don't need to worry about wood in age 3. You know, building your houses, getting your pop up, upgrading your soldiers. The factory should do all that for you with the wood upgrade. It should sort it for you. So you don't have to worry too much about macro management. So when we're transitioning from age 2 to age 3, we kind of want to put half and half with your food and gold. Very, very simple. Half and half. You can see here I'm banking up a lot of food here. I could probably move a few more over to gold to try and even it out. And you can see the first thing I'm doing is I'm starting to train the Musk unit, which is the regulars. They're the regulars. And also the next thing I'm getting is the 700 wood. So let's just have a quick look here and see what I've gone for. This is where I go slightly different. So what you can do is you can go for the Virginia General Assembly first rather than the 700 wood. So I think this is where I deviate a little bit from the build order because I'm in the middle of the game and I'm not looking at the screen for the build order, and I'm sort of getting a bit carried away with myself, and I deviate just a little bit here. But what you want to do when you do get into age 3 is there's two options. You can either get a factory or you can get the Russian-American company. So the Russian-American company is absolutely massive, and I'm telling you guys, this is insane. The Russian-American company is an insane card, and you'll see why. So you can see I'm going for the 700 wood. I am just going to have a quick look, actually. Let me just quickly see. In the age 3 transition here, it says build your, it says put half on food, half on gold. The goal is to be able to call Minutemen on age up while training a batch of regulars. Build your state capital with the wagon. Immediately research statehood for an age up 50 seconds faster and twice the XP from crates from it. Okay, so I didn't do this bit. This is the bit that I missed out. Building the state capital with the wagon and immediately researching the statehood for aging up quickly. Okay, so that's the bit that I missed. And then in age 3, it says you should then get the factory and then you should go for the Russian immigrants. So I do this in slightly different order, but overall it gets the same effect. But if you want to, obviously, you know, I do recommend to follow this down to a T so that you understand, you know, how everything synergizes. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's zip this along, because I kind of don't want this video to be too long. We've got the 700 woods come out, and now we're just building some houses, making sure that we've got the pot, because we are going to be churning regulars out like a son of a gun. I'm telling you right now, we're going to be churning them out. So you can see all that gold now. I've switched over my macro a bit more over to gold. I've got 15. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm getting the, I'm building some more houses, and I'm going for the block house. So obviously the build order says to go for the factory first, and I can sort of understand why it does. I'm not too sure though. If you want to be a bit more aggressive, I would probably say go for the Russian American company first. Personally, that's what I would say. However, it's up to you. If you want to play a bit more safe and you want to get the factory earlier so you can benefit from the factory, the only issue is when you get the factory, you're still going to be running off one barracks as your military building. Now, obviously, you might want to build a stables, but primarily this build is very infantry heavy early on, and then you can sort of adjust your build as it goes later into the game, and you can start getting some cavalry shipments, maybe a stables, and then you can adjust it. But this composition, your army composition, is very infantry heavy with Gatling guns. That's what this is about. You can see, look, they're pouring in. I'm going to be helping Nick out here. He's running with the Jan Abbas, so we're very, very infantry heavy. Don't have any real cavalry on the field. And you can see I'm just making sure my macro is good. I've got 385 wood stocked there. I probably should build something, use it. Maybe get the upgrades for the regulars, because we are in Fortress Age now. See, look, me and Nick are both in Fortress, and they're both in Age 2 still. So it's looking good for us. We just need to start pressurizing them now, just try and stop them getting into Age 3, and hopefully win the game. So the Russian company has come out. So you get 2 wagons. You get 2 juicy wagons, and they are for blockhouses. And look at that. That's the kind of placement we want. You really want to be aggressive. You want to move them out. You want to secure your hunts, secure gold, and then pumping out. We are going to be pumping so many troops out. I'm telling you, it's really powerful. This is the real thing that really makes America pretty crazy, is the fact that that Russian American card, you don't just get 2 blockhouses for free. You get the 30% food gather rate increase. 30% is insane. I don't think there's a research option that gets you that. I'm being honest. Crazy stuff. We're doing quite well here. The Swedes are doing okay score-wise. The Japanese, we're pressurising them now, taking down the torps. That's what matters. Taking down the shrines as well, because they've got a lot of auto-gather buildings. So Sweden and Japan both have auto-gather buildings. So if we can take those down, we can really disrupt their economy. And here we go. So we've got a lot of Ashis here. So let's have a look here. So my veteran regular, he's doing 28 damage, and we've just got an Ashigaru normal doing 25 damage. Yes. But you can see the Ashigaru are pretty strong, you know, 170 health. I mean, they haven't even upgraded to age 3 yet. My regulars are age 3, but it's just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. And we do have a longer range, actually. Our range is actually slightly longer than the musketeers. And you can also upgrade your range here with the long rifles. So it adds +4 to your ranged attack, which is insane. That's really, really good card if you want to get that as well. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. So Nick's coming to help me out here. I stick the flag down, and the flag is, you know, the flag you can see is really helping me now. It's boosting up my my attack damage. I think that was 24 to 31, which is kind of insane. And my factory has come out now, so I've got my factory card, and I'm going to make sure to put that factory on wood. And we were getting a little bit concerned here. You know, they had a nice arch on us. They had a nice sort of firing line. And we decided, you know, let's just back off a bit. Let's back off, you know. Let's just regather our troops, wait for the Gatling guns, because that's what we need to get. And then we'll see what we can do, because they're very, very heavy. They're like very, very sort of heavy infantry, and Gatling guns are going to be perfect to just chop down infantry. I'm telling you. You can see here I'm just constantly creating musks. Just remember that, guys. Just make sure you hotkey your military buildings and just keep pumping those bad boys out. You can see I'm getting the 3 Gatling guns now. They're coming in. See, this is where the build order is sort of finished now. So now we've moved away from the no idle TC build. You know, that's how far the build order takes you. It takes you to this stage, and it sort of says at the end of that, after age 3, it just says, you know, react depending on what your opponent does. And that's where the sort of experience of playing the game comes in. You know, the more you play the game, the more you'll be able to react to what your opponent's doing and what troops you need, and it just takes time. But the build order has got us this far. It's got us to about 11-12 minutes into the game. We've done everything that it's asked. We've done it in a slightly different order, but we've got there, you know, and we're looking strong. You know, I mean, our score is about the same now as our opponent. So we've got to bear that in mind. I mean, the Swedes, still quite powerful, Civ, even though they've been nerfed a little bit with their torp gather rate and everything, but they're still doing pretty well in this game. So I think at this point I was saying to Nick, hold off, let me get my Gatlings, they're on their way, and then we'll push again with the Gatling guns, and we'll see what they're going to do. So Nick's still sort of pressurising, which is good. He's still being aggressive, which is good to see. And I'm just sort of spreading out further, getting more and more hunts. And as I say, the blockhouses will secure your hunts. If you put them in a good place, you know, you can really spread out on the map and secure hunts. So here we go. So the Gatling guns are coming, and you'll see some pathing issues here with the Gatling guns, that they sort of get a bit muddled up in the trees here, which is a bit awful. I'm trying to get more and more infantry. My food is a problem now. So here we go. So I'm like, oh my god, I've forgotten about the Gatling guns. Quick, get them. So trying to roll them up. I just love the Gatling guns, man. Here they come. See, they run away. So what you want to do, as they run, you want to push them. You want to push them with your regulars. So your regulars move forward as they run away, and it's a really good sort of micro technique. You know, you make them fear the Gatling gun. You know, and at this point, I just knew he was going to try and push me on the right and take my Gatlings. So I had a feeling, and there he is. Look, I mean, he's got a lot of Corollians, to be fair. It's quite scary. But those Gatling guns, look at that. Oh, those Gatling guns are doing work. He's definitely got more Corollians than us. And I don't know whether he's actually... Yeah, they are actually veteran. So you can see here the Gatling's doing work. And we thought we'd take that villager out. And why not? We'll also just shoot down his torps. Stop his economy. See, look, he really wants to take the Gatling, so he's going to commit here. Just make sure, just something to note, with any sort of siege weapon, make sure that it's constantly focusing on units. Because you saw there, the Gatling gun just sort of defaulted to the building. It will default to anything that it's closest to. So even if there's a building, it will just start shooting the building. It'll forget about units. You've got to make sure that you're on top of your artillery and they're focusing on the infantry units. So here we go. So we just look. I've got more troops coming in. See, look what the factory's doing. The factory is bringing me in. The factory is bringing me in 355 wood a minute, and look how much wood I've got stacked. You know, and this is perfect for houses. You know, if I had water, maybe I go on the water. I've got the wood for it. I don't know. Maybe I actually put the factory on gold or on food to help me out. You know, because I've got plenty of wood here. Just something to think about. You see, I am losing a few troops here. I mean, the Swedish guy is putting up a decent fight, but now Nick's done a good job at pushing back the Japanese, so he's coming to help me here. So they're really just trying to shoot the Gatling guns, but I tell you, man, the Gatling guns are just going to rip. They're going to rip through. And there's the GG. And just letting you guys know, this was about a 1500 ELO game. 1500 ELO on the teams, and the Swedes are out. And that's it. There you go. That's the first game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's roll on to the second replay, and we'll condense this one down a bit, and we'll skip a few bits, and we'll just see how it goes. Let's do it. Right, guys, we are back in. Let's do this with my good friend Nick again. This was the same evening, and we are playing against an Indian player and a Spanish. Very interesting. I haven't seen this combination before. So without further ado, we're going to skip this bit a little bit because we've already mentioned what we need to do here. We just need to gather the crates. We need to move everyone over to wood so we can get those 200 wood for the French immigrants, which is going to get you those 3 courrier de bois. And we just need to make sure that our explorer is gathering as many treasures as he can. So we're just going to zip forward here. Now, mistakes were made. A few mistakes were made here, which caused me to age up extremely late. But I'm hoping this will still give you an idea of the premise of what I'm talking about. Let's just go back here. So you can see we should really be aging up at this time, and I am still a little bit late, so I've got to work on that. And it's just going to take time. As I mentioned, you know, this was the first time me trying this, you know? So yeah, so let's do it. Okay, so we're nearly getting into it. We've got 17 villagers this time, so that's the correct amount they said before, so I was happy with that. And now we're getting into the next stage. We're getting rid of that villager in queue, and we're going for it, and we're switching over to wood again, because we do have a trading post this time. So we are going to chop for the trading post, the market, and a couple of houses, and that's the plan. Let's just zip forward here a little bit. So we know that the Spanish are going to want their trading posts as well, and we're going to get into the second age with the Virginia Company once again. And I've got my military wagon. We're going to put down our barracks, and now we're going to start macroing to 1200 food and 300 gold. You can see here. So I got my... Okay, so I got my state capital. So I did it the correct way this time. Did it the correct way. I got the... Actually, no, sorry. This is where I did it wrong. Apologies. I did it wrong here. So what I should have done is I should have gone for the French immigrants. Then at 4 minutes 21 and no earlier, you go for the Irish immigrants. And then you go for the 700 gold. What I did is I stupidly went for that Virginia General Assembly third. What you should have done is you should have gone the coin for third, the Virginia General Assembly for fourth, and then as you age up, you then get your factory out, and then you go ahead and you get your Russian American company out. However, sometimes I do like to get the 700 wood, and then the Russian American company, and then the factory. But, you know, It's entirely up to you if you want to modify the build slightly to what you're comfortable at. It's entirely up to you. But at this moment, I should be moving people from gold now and getting them on. See, this is the problem, yeah, because I messed up. I don't have my gold shipment now, so I'm having to mine all of this gold. And this. See how late I am. Look how late I am. I'm not even up yet. Nick's probably going to age up very shortly. There he is. So he's age 3, and now I'm aging up. I'm aging up now, and I'm going for the 700 wood. You see. So I should really be getting the upgrade available at the state capital, but I'm not doing that, so I've made another mistake. But as I say, this is the first time me trying it out. And getting the overall idea of the build, it's pretty insane. Once you tidy up those things and you just get the order of the build order right and the timing right, it can be even more powerful than this, which is crazy. Super explosive in age 3. I find definitely around like 12 minutes, 11, 12 minutes, you can have a lot of troops. Okay, so as I say, the macro element, we're doing pretty much half on food there, half on gold, but because I didn't get I've just got the wood shipments just come through, so I'm using my villagers to gather the wood shipment, and I'm just trying to sort out my macro here, so it's a little bit messy, and I'm just building a couple more houses because I'm anticipating, to get more infantry. I'm getting that upgrade for my regulars with the wood that I've got. Let's just upgrade. Let's just go through a bit. And now I'm going for the Russian-American company. So I'm not going for the factory. I probably should have gone for the factory and just see how it works, because that's the sort of order that the build order suggests, to get the factory and then to get the Russian-American company. But we're just doing it this way. It's entirely up to you guys. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. And now look, we're starting to mass our regulars up once again. And this time I did get militia. I got militia from the TC this time. And there is a card if you want it, which is to upgrade your militia to Marines, where they do not lose their health from your TC, and it's kind of crazy. So here we go. So the big card, the Russian-American company, and look at that, securing those hunts. Look at this spot, brilliant spot there. Let me just unlock it slightly. Okay, that's weird. Let me just unlock it. So look, I put one right here. Perfect for this hunt and the gold. And another hunt here, so Nick can hunt, and we've got this defense. The blockhouse here is perfect, just in case they try and take my trading post, and potentially I could herd the huntables over here towards the blockhouse. So really, really nice placement. And I suggest you put the state capital quite far out, because it has insane vision. Its line of sight is big. And it's very, very good at making sure that you don't get any sort of cavalry wrapping round or anything like that. What you could do, maybe if you want to play super defensive here, you could build a wall. So you could build one from here, maybe round to maybe here, and then it sort of cuts off that area, and you don't have to worry about cavalry trying to raid you. It's entirely up to you, but let's carry on. So we're getting that in. Look at our macro, perfect. Half food, half gold. And now we're going to start pumping those regulars, and then waiting for those Gatling guns to come in. We are getting the factory first, and then we'll be getting the Gatling gun. You can see that the Spanish guy's gone for lancers, which is really scary, because we are very infantry heavy, and lancers are deadly against infantry, so you'll see how we sort of deal with that threat. So I'm just going to challenge him. I'm like, screw it. I put down the inspiring flag to try and help me here. And this inspiring flag, I don't know whether it boosts your hand damage, but it definitely boosts your range. So I think that went from 24 to 31. So it is a very significant increase. And I don't think it increases your HP. I think, I'm not too sure actually. I'm sure we'll see in a minute. But there is quite a big aura on the flag. Look at it. It's a huge aura. And it has actually got HP, so I don't know whether you can actually maybe destroy it. Yeah, see, he's 28. Okay, so it's 28 to 31, so it's not a huge increase. I think it's maybe like a 10%. 10% attack. I can't even remember what it does, how much it does increase. But anyway, enough of that. We're getting the blockhouses down. They're slowly building. We're going to leave them to it. Our factories come out. And now it's time to just pump, and make sure that we're not getting housed. Make sure that we're building houses to support our army population. And we are moving out. One thing I would say is don't waste your inspiring flag. I seem to sort of use it very quickly, and there is a long cooldown on it. So if there is a big fight, then by all means use the inspiring flag. But just be careful. Just don't throw it away, because it is quite a powerful, you know, special ability that your explorer has. And you can see here we're just pumping out regulars. He did take my trading post, so really with the wood I'm getting, I should maybe build another trading post, and I do take a while to do that. But that's something that I would suggest that you do. So we're all in Fortress Age now. So the Indian player, I think he goes for the Charm Negates, which gets those special Mansabar units, or I can't even pronounce it, like Mansabar units or whatever they're called, that provide an aura to your other units. They're quite powerful, like special units. And now we're just pushing out. You know, Nick's got his Falconets as the Otto. He's got a couple of Cav, but majority of it is just Jan. And we're pushing up with the regulars as well. So super heavy infantry, kind of risky because they can easily be countered. And as you can see, look at all those lancers. Very, very scary. Very scary indeed. But we're just going to try and pick them off. He has got 2 Falconets as well, but I'm pushing back here. And the lancers will do a lot of damage. And you can see now the Indian guys coming out, and we're looking a bit dodgy here. We're looking a little sketchy because the Indian guy has got some Gurkhas, and I believe he's got some special Gurkhas as well. He hasn't got them just yet, but he's got the disciplined Mahat or Mohats, which is a big unit and is quite scary and does a lot of damage. You can see there it doesn't actually, it's only to skirmishers, it's only to normal infantry. So heavy infantry, it doesn't actually matter too much. You just need to be careful for the other infantry. But here it starts to get a little bit sketchy, but we're doing okay. All of his lancers seem to be going down. We still have enough musks. The regulars still have a relatively good damage against cavalry, so you know. But you can see here we're getting a little squashed. I'm trying to protect Nick's Falconets, but they unfortunately go down. If I was, I mean, that was a great thing from Nick there, sort of attacking the Falconets, because the Falconets could have moved up there and destroyed us. But he's doing a good job here, using his cavalry archers to attack in melee, which is good. And the Indian guy retreats back. And we're feeling pretty good at this point. You know, my score's looking good, 16k. They're not looking as good at the moment. And we're just pumping units, baby. Pump them out. Look at all my wood. 650 wood. 650 wood. And I've got 1 wood gatherer. Shouldn't even have them on there. But look at my macro. Perfect. 16 to 16. That's what you want to do. If you want to create these units, that's what you want to do. You know, just keep with the 16-16. What you can do is, instead of just getting regulars, you can then start to get militias, which are your skirmisher unit. And the more militias you have together, the more buff they get. They get a bigger sort of buff to their health, I think it is, and potentially their damage. I'm not too sure, but they get a bigger buff. The more you have, the better the buff is. So you could do that, but you'll have to re-macro for food and wood. So maybe you'd have to move some of the villagers over from gold onto wood to sustain that. I don't know though, because the factory is doing good work on its own. You might not even need to do that if you want to go militia. You might just want to get some more on food to try and manage it. But you can see here I've got 3 Gatling guns coming out, and I noticed that he's obviously going lancers, which are quite a lot of cavalry units. And I decide to pick the Apache Scouts. Now the Apache Scouts are like a mercenary type unit, or just a special unit you can get, and they are your anti-cav. So they will take down cav, and they've got like a nice rifle. They're similar to like rifle riders. And yeah, that's what I go for. And this is how I deal with the cavalry. So instead of getting my own anti-cavalry out, because the carbines aren't the best anti-cav unit, so if you can get like the Apache Scouts and stuff, it can help. Now we are playing against the Gurkhas here, so that is a counter to us, but we've got enough regulars that we can deal with it. And I've got more regulars here that I didn't even know about. I'm just pulling them all in, and I'm getting the Gatling guns moving up now, and it's going to be fun.
I'm ready.
I don't know what buff he's getting, actually. He was getting a buff there. Is that from the blockhouse? Yeah. Oh, no, maybe it was from the American guy. Sorry. It was from our explorer, giving him the buff, I think, potentially. Okay, so we've got some villagers there. We're going to need to re-macro. Let's zip forward a bit. Nick has gone cavalry archers, which is nice, to sort out the lancers. And we're just pushing, baby. If I was them, I would try and go skirms and go Gurkhas. That's what I would do. Which the Indian guy starts to do, which is good. That's what I would do. Okay, so our Apache warriors are now out, which is those 8 sort of rifle riders that are good against cavalry. So he's got his Gurkhas here. You can see his Gurkhas. So there is amongst them. There you go. There it is. The Mansabdar. I can't really say it. Or Mansadar. Or Mansadar. Let's say Mansadar, right? So the Mansadar, it inspires nearby Gurkhas. So I mean, look at his HP, 300 or something stupid, and it gives a buff. Gives quite a considerable buff to, like, I think it's just buff to damage. I'm not too sure. Inspires all near Indian. That's yeah, it just inspires all near. It doesn't actually say what it does, but I think it gives a buff to damage and HP. It's quite a good thing to go. I mean, I actually play India as like my main civilization, and I never really used the Mansabar units, so might be something to do. Anyway, we're just pushing with the Gatling guns. See, scared of the Gatling guns because they will shred skirmishers, like light infantry, like the Gurkhas. You can see they're just a little tap, just a little touch with the Gatling guns, and they start to fall. So here we go. So my elite Apache cavalry is coming in. And look, he's going to try and push me here to take the Gatling. So I move the Gatling guns away, quickly turn them round, and just start to take them out. Now, if you want to do even better with your Gatling guns, there is a card. It's actually not in here, but there is a card that basically means that you don't have to reload your Gatling guns. So there's a reload animation, and you can actually completely remove that, so it just keeps going. And that's a good card to have. But in this deck, we have the 3 that's actually 2 Gatling guns, but it's saying 3 in the description. That's actually an error. But there's 2 Gatling guns that you can get infinitely here. So, you know, you don't have to think about creating like an artillery foundry or maybe a fort and training them. You can just keep getting them out of your home city shipment if you want to. So we're doing pretty well, just taking down the houses, pressurizing them, you know, just being annoying, getting as much XP as we can. Because taking down buildings will get you that XP. And I've got my Apache cavalry here coming in. So here's the Apache. Look at that, perfect. The Apache cavalry coming in, popping them off, keeping them at bay. I definitely want to move the Apache cavalry away from them. And I think do I lose one? I nearly do. I think I've lost. Yeah, I've lost a Gatling gun there. But look at all the lancers now. The Apache. I'm going to try and micro a bit here. This takes a little bit of skill if you're quite new to the game, but just trying to kite them and run away. You can see it's doing a great job. And Nick's got his cavalry archers as well. We're just clearing up the lancers, and I lose my Gatling guns, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And at this point, I've decided to build a stables because I kind of wanted to start getting some cavalry because I had a fear that they might start to get some more skirmisher units, especially from India. So I wanted to get cavalry in, so I built stables. But look at my wood. Look, 1,000 wood. I haven't done anything. I haven't chopped wood. That factory is producing that. So I could just use that wood for houses, or I could maybe switch it to gold now because I'm getting too much wood. Maybe let's switch to gold because I'm struggling here a little bit, you know. So there's lots you can do. Anyway, look, I've got too many people gathering gold here. And there's the GG from Choco Chip. Love the name Choco Chip. So if you're watching, I really admire your name. And we're just walking in. So we have had some good players, you know. We've had good players that, you know, they don't mess us around. They don't just sort of spread villagers all over the map and just take ages and delay the end of the game. These 2 games were nice. A good solid GG from the opponent. And that's pretty much it. And there you go. The only concern around this build order is you will go through gold like a motherfucker. I'm telling you. You will go through gold so quickly. So you got to be really careful. That's all I can say. Just make sure you got a plan in mind in the back of your head to think, okay, I need to build estates, or I need to build, you know, I need to do something like that. But here you can see I'm moving out here. I'm going to grab that trading post. I'm going to grab those hunts as well. And I'm just spreading, you know. And that's what you got to do with the stage. You really got to push out in age 3. That's when you got to make it happen, you know. And there you go. I've got more regulars coming in. I think I just got a regular shipment there. But, I mean, I've got the long rifles now. Springfield Armory is really good as well. All arsenal improvements become free. And that's the end of the game. There you go. That is it. So that's it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video, and I'm sort of going to label this video as me sort of trying out sort of Kenoki's build here on the No Idle TC page. So as I've mentioned before at the start of the video and throughout, No Idle TC is an awesome website, and I suggest you go check it out, especially if you're playing a new civilization and you're not too sure what the overall sort of stable build order is. And basic build order, so you can sort of get into the civilization, and then you can sort of maybe branch out into whatever you want. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. I have noticed that there's a ton of support on my YouTube channel and on Twitch and on our Discord server as well. So guys, links will be down below for those. Enjoy your day, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next stream or the next YouTube video. Catch you guys later.